Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Elizabeth and I hope you have your cup of coffee because today the story that my husband just does not care about is the ongoing saga of Mikayla Nogueira. I actually think he's kind of sick and tired of hearing me talk about it, so you're going to hear me talk about it today. And yes, we're talking about her $50,000 renovation of her beauty room, and we'll get into it because I have opinions and I feel like it's not necessarily the construction of the beauty room, honestly. So let's get into it. We're gonna go through all of her videos that she has posted, and then I'll double check and make sure she hasn't posted another one. And then I have a few commentary videos that we're gonna go through, and yeah, let's get into it.
Get ready with me for Sydney to move in.
Where should I put my stuff?
I needed Sydney to move in because I need help the next week. It's a busy fucking week. I am demolishing my beauty room. We're seeing Ariana Grande, and I have divorce court.
I wish that is all I had going on in a single week for me, and that's literally three things. My calendar, if it's not on my calendar, I will forget about it because I just try to cram so much stuff into my weeks between my actual job, doing this, and I'm also trying to start doing photography on the side just for fun because I just do love having a creative side to me, and I just like exploring it and doing more with it, and then hanging out with my friends, making sure my husband and I have enough time together, and literally everything. Going down to dinner, like I have dinner in there because it'll tell me, at 30 minutes out, and I'm like, oh, I should probably start prepping for dinner so we eat dinner between 6 and 7, and that just doesn't happen every single week, to be 100% honest. So to have three things going on for my entire week, that sounds nice. It really does.
Yeah, I need someone by my side. Today we're gonna head into the city, have a little girls' day, get some lunch, drinks. Sydney and Sam are truly the best friends I could ask for. The fact that Sydney literally flew here from Philly to spend the week with me, knowing it's gonna be a hard week for me with the divorce court and everything, I truly could not ask for better.
Okay, so next week I am gonna do a video on her divorce court. Actually, if you have the it's not called Twitter, what is it, X, the tweets that her ex-husband have been putting out, I actually just need to create an account because I don't have one. But if you have them ready and you can just put them in the comments of the link, that would be amazing because I am about to go spend my time looking for them, and we're going to talk about her divorce court photo shoot and everything. So, okay, Mikayla.
People in my life. Natasha Denona Foundation. My face with the Say cream bronzer. We're going to a restaurant called Capri. I'm very excited for Sydney to try it. It is Italian and it is so good. Sydney and I have a major project the next few days. We're gonna be emptying and decluttering my entire beauty room because I'm about to do a massive renovation on it. I'm getting rid of over half of my makeup. And when I say renovation, I mean renovation. We are donating all of the furniture in this room, and I am having something custom built in this space. It's probably going to take us at least 3 days to empty this shit out.
I mean, at least she's donating the furniture and she's not just trashing it because, some people just can't afford a furniture. I know it's just IKEA furniture, but that stuff holds up pretty well. I mean, this bookshelf behind me right here is IKEA, and we've got several of these, and they hold up pretty well. We have a dresser and a chest of drawers and nightstands that are IKEA that I've had since before I met my husband. Actually, I bought them a week before I met my husband, but still, they've been going for 5 years. They've moved states several times, so honestly, that's, it holds up pretty well.
I am loving this summer skin. Adding more blush because this is just stunning. This is from Tat Pink Champagne.
I hate her fake accent, and then when she adds in that, she hard R's things, Tot. I can't even really do it. Really irks me. And for these videos, I y'all are listening to it because it's being screen recorded, but I listen to it in my ears, and she is just kind of ugh.
And look at this. And then it has a powder blush on the other side with a little shimmer, which I'm going to put on top. I'm excited to try the new shade of the Kosas powder. That is actually super nice. But a blush. This is shade Soft Pink. I'm gonna add freckles.
I don't know if it's just me, but am I the only person who doesn't like the faux freckle look? I know that's like come in and out of trend that I've seen people do online, and I'm just not a fan. It looks fake, I feel like, every single time people do it.
Mascara. When I do like a summery makeup look like this, one of my favorite things to use is the Anua PDRN spray. Watch how this like enhances the glow. Isn't that so freaking pretty?
I literally don't see a difference, but this is not what we're here to talk about.
I am obsessed with this shit and it feels so good. Okay, my lip combo is gonna eat POV malasada and toasted sugar. Really good with like a natural look like this. Toasted sugar is just the perfect everyday nude lip liner. And then bitch, you top that with malasada. Look at that. Oh, it's so fucking good. Let's go get espresso martinis and eat some good ass pasta.
Period.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that's just letting everybody know that she's bringing Sydney in and they're about to demolish her beauty room. I mean, honestly, if I had an excuse to bring my best friend to my home for a week, I would. So this is where it truly starts of like the beauty room content and like what everything is happening. So let's go. I think, and this is the first time she states the price of it.
I have had the same style beauty room for 6 years.
Oh no, not 6 years. That's terrible. I hate that for you. Darn. Look at all that makeup though. This so much. All of my makeup could fit in a small bag, and I just literally reuse the same products every single day. There's not much differentiating a day-to-day look for me.
And I'm tired of it. I'm no longer inspired in my space, so I have decided to do a 50.
She has every right to redo this makeup room. I have zero problems with that. If she's not feeling inspired, this is how she makes her income. This is what she does. She should be just a beauty influencer, but she's not. She also hella rage baits. But it's this moment right here, this moment where she states the $50,000 is what I have a major issue with, because there's creators like Alicia Marie who did an entire kitchen reno, and I do not remember a single time her stating the price of it. She did state, I think, a few times that it was expensive, and she kind of had to do it, but it turned out stunning. And she took you through the entire process of it, of getting it renovated, choosing different parts of it, talking to the interior designer she works with, and how they made certain decisions, which I feel like was like actually helpful information for anybody who wants or is doing it personally or is working with an external people. And it was really fun to watch her go through that process, but she never once stated how much money she spent, so it felt reasonable and it felt like you were just going along with the process and not her throwing her money in your face.
$1,000 renovation on this beauty room, and that means I have to get rid of absolutely fucking everything. This project's probably gonna take 3 full days.
And that's where I come in.
So say goodbye, because this is the last time you're gonna ever see this room like this.
Again, just look at all of the makeup. It's so crazy. And I know that this isn't all on her. She is being sent a lot of this stuff, but she didn't necessarily need to keep it all. She could have just like realized she already had something and repackaged, like not even repackaged it, just kept it in the same package and, you know, sent it to one of her followers, or just going ahead and giving it to the women's shelter, because it's got to be fully packaged. Let me actually look that up. This is great. Donating makeup to shelters is incredibly performative unless you do it properly. Declutter videos are huge on YouTube and are a personal favorite of mine. But I think BGs, I don't know what that means, can be incredibly ignorant. Beauty gurus or whatever can be incredibly ignorant when it comes to donations. This comes from a person who has volunteered at charity and shelter sorting centers. If you're donating Vice palettes or rainbow palettes, you've just given the sorting center at the shelter way more work and created a longer route with more emissions to the landfill. It just becomes something that sounds good on camera rather than just complaining. I thought I'd come up with a table to make things clearer for anyone who wants to clear out their collection. Expired makeup should be thrown away. Don't waste the shelter's time. Put another human in danger. Edit. I also add best practices to call ahead and see if they appreciate what you're donating. This person made a great point about different shelters having different requirements. Basically, don't be lazy and do your research. I'll put this link in the comments. So if you actually do want to donate makeup to a women's shelter, here is like a great way to do it. So it just has like basic items, which it looks like a lot of it is like nude or, you know, as close to skin tone as possible. Nothing crazy because, yeah, only things you can donate. So basic, untouched. Donate to a shelter. The most basic items are the most appreciated. The goal of having makeup available is to give people the confidence to get back on their feet. Think of your favorite go-to makeup that gives you confidence when you go to the shops. It's most commonly used for interviews and jobs. That's kind of what I was thinking too. Unique. Donate to any small, I don't know what that is, or beauty gurus you want to support. Oh, like unique makeup, so like the colorful palettes and things like that. There are some makeup schools that take donations. Another option is to donate to charity shops, cancer research, Age UK, etc. When it arrives, we research to look at its worth, so we may be able to resell it to another makeup lover, but more often than not, it's not a powder product. We don't want to keep it. When it comes to selling, we become liable. If you add sticky notes to the item stating how much you bought it for, I'm sure they'd appreciate it. You could also sell directly to other makeup lovers via sites like Depop. Yeah. Lightly used, sell or donate to makeup lovers, being explicit about the conditions of the item. I know some, I just don't know what that acronym is, don't want to take used items as they become liable if something happens to their clients. Oh, that must be like a makeup artist. I don't know what to use for. So yeah, honestly, this is a great post. Yeah, so this is a great resource, I feel like, for all of this. I'm glad I researched it up, but it does make a lot of sense that they just want basics instead of anything that's like super colorful. I could see how different charities would really appreciate the like more unique things because it gives them something to share, especially like the cancer ones and stuff like that, to people that just want to have fun. It gives them something to do, etc. But the shelters are looking for something very basic because these are for job interviews and just make a woman look more like elevate their beauty and give them more confidence. And that's like all they're looking for, and they're not looking to give them something that A, they might fight over, and B, they can't use because they can't wear those like really bright colors to a job interview. Not that you can't wear it to work, it's just in a job interview I do feel like it's a little bit more professional to tone down what you generally do and wear something that's very neutral and very just, you know, as much as you as possible. Okay, let's keep going.
Not only are we donating all of the furniture, but we're getting rid of over 50% of this opened makeup. I know half of this shit.
See, she said the opened makeup, that's what she's getting rid of, except for the stuff that she generally uses. And I'm glad, because I'm glad she's not giving it to her followers. I'm glad she's not donating it. I'm glad she's just getting rid of it because A, it's expired, and if you give that to somebody, it could literally, you know, there could be like mold or something in it, and one of these people are like, you could just give it to me. Like, no, that's a liability on Mikayla.
It's expired, and I just don't want the clutter anymore. We know I wear a collective 3 lipsticks, so why do I have all of this? The desk has seen better days, so I'm having one custom built. The last few weeks, I worked with a design.
I don't know. It's okay. Like, I like the top part and this bench. The marble's not really my thing, but she's still sticking with mostly a white color palette versus like doing something unique
to create my perfect beauty room. Now, this is just a very rough rendering, but this will give you an idea of what's gonna happen. The entire space is gonna be custom, ambient LED lighting, granite counter spaces, custom desk. So follow along, because guarantee this is some shit you're gonna wanna see. You may wanna even sit down for it. I have had...
Okay, let's read some of these comments. Yes, a $50,000 beauty room while most of us can't afford groceries. That's very accurate. Meanwhile, my makeup collection. That's pretty much what my makeup collection looks like. It could fit in a bag. No big deal. $50K would actually change my life right now. I feel like $50,000 would change a lot of people's lives. It's why stating the price is very tone deaf. And that is my biggest issue with this. Yeah, why must you mention the amount? Yeah, these influencers are getting more and more tone deaf. $50,000, that's how much it would need to... $50,000, that's how much I would need to be set for life. Mikayla commented, construction is so expensive. Again, tone deaf, because $50,000 would change a lot of people's lives. Shoot, it would change mine and my husband's life. It would allow us to, like, pay off a good chunk of my student loans. And that's life-changing, truly. Bro, $50K on a reno for a room. Girl, I get it. You got the money. You spend it how you want. But the way that $50K would literally change my entire life. Mikayla just said, gotta invest in a career like this. I'm sorry, but the internet is just literally getting lucky. Like, you hit, and you hit one video just right and you went viral. And you got a bunch of followers and you were, like, capable to just, like, ride that train out. And that is what literally everybody, like, being an influencer is actually not that hard. You consistently post, you hit, a few viral videos, and then all of a sudden you've got 1 million followers and you can start making more money than you ever know what to do with. And to me, I don't know, that's just like a lot of someone's personal life online. And I get that I am doing this, but I'm not really showing you my personal life. Like, I do post on TikTok, but again, it's not really my personal life. It's just like what I'm reading, or like some photography stuff, or my dog. Like, there's not a whole lot of like personal life involved. And I think that you've got to be willing to put yourself out there, and it's just like, it's not for everybody. And a lot of people are just very private people. Yeah, why does the cost matter? Doesn't, just letting you know the scale. I don't know. Okay, let's move on to the next video.
I am demolishing my entire beauty room, and the first thing that's gotta go is this desk.
Okay, I'm just gonna generally talk over this. So I get that they're just taking everything out, and they're getting ready to give all of this away, which is great. Like, I'm so glad they're giving all the furniture away, but I don't know about, like, the desk
This just
itself.
made the room so much more spacious.
Because there is just so much crap that she has, like, probably, like, dumped on there or spilled on there. And I feel like, is she cleaning it? Is that what's happening beforehand? I don't know. If I was giving this away, I would give everything such a good scrub, because I would not want that person to do it.
It feels, there's like an echo in here now. The desk is gone, and now the real project begins. Time to say goodbye to all of this makeup.
Yeah, meanwhile, in reality, I hope I can get groceries this week. Yeah, meanwhile, I'm hoping I can afford gas to get to work this week. Yeah, it's really just a lot, and it's still feeling tone deaf. Okay, so this is the this is what she did for her wedding, and the fact that she still has that is crazy. I know she's also going to divorce court this week, so this feels like she didn't need to post this. And it was the collab she did with her wedding, and honestly, a part of me feels like that's the only reason why she got married, because she was able to collab it. But that's just me.
I'm demolishing my entire beauty room to create my dream beauty room. But in doing so, I am getting rid of over half of my makeup. These drawers have become so cluttered, and at this point, it's just overwhelming. A lot of this makeup...
This is so much makeup, and the fact that she knows that half of it she's got to just throw away is actually insane. So it means she was only keeping it for the fullness of the drawers. Like, she wanted her drawers to look as full as possible so she can be like, oh, well, here is all of my makeup, this is what I'm doing, and you're just like, what?
Expired, and I just can't use all of this. We have to move every single perfume and empty all of these shelves. I made sure to throw out the biggest pain in the ass first.
Someone go and include Dylan is the you will cheat it. Hey.
I don't like the tone.
Like, it's kind of crazy because you're watching her not really go through and look at the expiration dates. What she's doing is she's just throwing it out. Like, she knows it's bad. She knows it's been in there for too long. Or she opened it once and she knows she never used it. So it's essentially not good anymore.
No, except for me. And
Never seen you.
no. So decided right.
I'm sorry.
I gotta go. Heavy. Sorry.
It moves. I'm dead. I don't love that for you, but I just heard him. Your mom. That's
Fucking old.
in Jack Black.
I fucking color Bob.
Oh.
Which ones?
I've never seen you use any of that shit.
I don't know if you heard it. I'll try to turn it up a little bit, but her friend literally just said, I've never seen you use any of this, which is so crazy. Like, are you telling me that it's just sitting there and you were gifted that and you kept it, but your your best friend has literally never seen you use it? That's so insane.
Literally have.
That is just so much. That's crazy. That must be all the stuff she's keeping, and then obviously all the stuff she's throwing away.
We made so much progress today. This is all of the expired makeup.
That's
of the
insane.
shelves are empty. Compared to before, I decluttered a lot of these drawers. Come back for part 2.
That's so crazy. Like, that is so much stuff, and the fact that, like, she was able to throw that much stuff away. I go through my house at least once a month and just start throwing things away. I'm like, this is old, we don't need this, we never use this, and I just start throwing things away. And let me tell you, my husband will look at me and be like, do you know where this went? And I'll be like, no. And it's because I went through a rampage and I just started throwing things away. It's what happens. Okay, so then this is Sydney's video. All of these were not posted on the same day, but from here, so, or maybe they were. But so far she's gotten, out of this one outfit, she's gotten 1, 2, 3.
I am in the front.
So she got 3 videos out of 1 day, and then Sydney got a video out of 1 day because she's wearing the exact same outfit.
Moved Mikayla into this beauty room, and now we're moving her out of this beauty room. We are making this your dream space. I'm so excited to make it go from this to this. So much room for activities. So now the real project begins of getting rid of half of her makeup collection. And I know everyone's in the comments talking about, can you send me a box of makeup? This shit is expired. You don't want that on your face.
Yeah, I totally agree with her. Like, it's expired. Please don't send it to anybody. Please don't do that. Like, that is bad. Nobody wants that. Thank you for saying it out loud.
Y'all, this wall is our first major problem. I don't even want to look at that. Okay, we are really getting somewhere already. Where's the bag?
See, you saw her. She was just throwing it away, and she's not even looking at it. Like, she knows it's bad. Like, she's had stuff in there, and she just knows it's bad.
We're getting somewhere. Exhausted. Are we done today?
No, we have a few more hours, okay?
Because it's not 5:19.
You're gonna get it late.
It's not 5:19.
It's not 5:19.
You're right.
It's only 2:50.
I'm tired of trying to be an influencer every day. I'm sick of it.
I mean, at least her friends make fun of her for it. But yeah, this person said the fact that companies sent her this much free crap to just sit on shelves, then get thrown away, and she plans to fill the room right back up and waste that too. This is overconsumption at its peak. Like, what are we doing? And I agree with this 100%. Like, the overconsumption is so crazy and it's so unnecessary, and I do not blame Mikayla for all of this, because like that says is that these companies are sending her all of this free crap that she is not using. She, you know, like, people know that she goes from product to product every single day, and she will say the same thing about each one. She says the same thing over and over again, and nobody trusts her because she'll be like, look at this blush, does this, look at this. And like, she's been caught in so many lies that, like, who actually trusts her at this point? So it's partially the company, like, these companies' fault for sending them to these big influencers who have all of this stuff already. And then it's also her fault because she doesn't have to keep it all. Like, that's so unnecessary. And she could also be gifting it back to her audience that gave her this platform and gave her the ability to make millions of dollars by doing nothing. Also, I just feel like if companies would invest in these micro influencers more, I think they'd get more out of their marketing budgets, but they'd have to be willing to take that risk. Because I trust a micro influencer more because they're not getting bukus of stuff, so their joy is true, and they feel more realistic and authentic, and it feels like what they're doing is real and not performative.
The process of completely demolishing my beauty room to create my dream beauty room, and we have made major progress. But today we're getting rid of all of the expired makeup, donating all of the unopened makeup that I have, and donating the furniture. We're about to empty all of these drawers so that we can get this furniture donated. These drawers are all of the makeup I'm keeping. It's all the makeup I use regularly, whereas these drawers contain all of the unopened products to donate. This is all of the expired makeup. Now, I had a removal company come because
This feels like an ad. It doesn't state anywhere that this is an ad, but it just feels like an ad.
I'm just not a handy gal like that, and they will do all the work for you. They unscrewed everything from the walls, and then they'll donate it wherever you want. So if you know what area I'm from and you're local, keep an eye out. Then we filled tons and tons of bags with the makeup to donate. Then after that, we filled plastic bags with all of the makeup that I use. Rather than moving everything in the plastic containers, I decided to bag everything because I want to completely reorganize and start totally fresh with all of this. Each day, we spend about 3 hours on this project. This room renovation is such a massive investment in my career, and I really am excited to see how this all continues to come together. And honestly, I'm so excited to get rid of the all-white aesthetic. Like, I just don't like it anymore. I want warmth.
I am so glad that influencers are getting away from this all-white aesthetic, like, and they're adding in, like, wood tones and, like, a neutral colors, like a dark green and things like that to their homes, because their homes go from, like, a studio to, like, feeling like a home.
I want ambient lighting. I want some black accents. I don't want all white everything. By the time we finished, we filled well over 30 bags to donate. Now, because this room needs to be absolutely empty, I needed to find a place to put all of this in the meantime. So I'm using a spare bedroom, and it is an absolute disaster. My shit is just all over the fucking place. Then we started the process of deconstructing my IKEA cabinets. About a 3-hour process. This is all being donated. I can't wait to see the room completely empty again. I am in the process.
I mean, it's her money. She can deal with what she wants, and she wants to redo her entire beauty room, which, if she can afford it, good for her. It is the price point that she's throwing in everybody's faces. She knew stating that it was going to cost her $50,000 would cause an uproar. People would talk about it, and she is rage baiting us for it. And she's like, instead of let's go through the process with me, and this is what we're gonna do, this is the first step, this is the second step, or this is what we're donating, and then we're gonna start on the construction. You're gonna go through the process with me. I'm gonna show you how I'm making decisions. Instead of doing a series like that, she decided to tell you how much money she was spending on this. Okay, from here, we're gonna watch some people that have, I like their take on things, and so we're gonna watch, their opinions on this, and then I'm gonna commentate on top of it.
Again, Mikayla is proving just how out of touch she is with her actual audience. Because she made this video and she starts it off by saying this.
I have had the same style beauty room for 6 years, and I'm tired of it. I'm no longer inspired in my space, so I have decided to do a $50,000 renovation.
The problem is not the fact that she is doing a renovation. It is not the fact that she no longer feels inspired in her room. The problem is that she had to announce how much she was spending. And Mikayla does this quite often, where she flexes all of her wealth. And being wealthy also is not a problem. What is a problem is most of the people that watch her on this app don't even make $50,000 a year. And the comments did eat her up. You have this comment where they say $50,000, that's how much I would need to be set for life. Which $50,000 is not setting anybody for life. That's clearly an exaggeration.
Yeah, and I agree with her. It's not that she's doing all these things. It's the fact that she's stating how much money she's spending versus just doing it, which I've been saying over and over again. And she's right. $50,000 wouldn't fully change my life. It would just change how we're saving and what we can do with other money other than, paying down debt.
But it does show how bad people are struggling. And Mikayla decides to chime in with, construction is so expensive. And then there were other comments like, it's just funny watching this while I legit have $100 to my name. $50,000 would actually change my life right now. Type of shit that comes up while I have $50 in my checking. You'll get the point. People were not thrilled.
Yeah, and even over here people say, money screams, wealth whispers, which is true. Yeah, guess who made her wealthy? Which I feel like she forgets that. She forgets that she's an influencer, and the people, which I feel like Mikayla is at a point of influencer that she can't really truly be canceled. She just has so many subscribers, and it's just not gonna go. She is not gonna go away. She can lose subscribers or, followers or whatever it's called, and that's fine, but it's not truly gonna do anything. She will continue to stay wealthy, and people will continue to watch her stuff, and then she'll rage bait, and then more people will watch her stuff. So it is what it is.
She knows using poverty as rage bait has to be a new low. She has always done
I totally agree with this, because that is what it feels like.
questionable things. 1 week she's doing rage bait and I'm like, you know what? I get it. She knows how to keep her name in people's mouths. And then the next week she shows a completely different way of her rage baiting that is completely disgusting and inappropriate. Now we have her starting this video saying that she is just sick of her makeup room and she's going to spend $50,000. And she made sure to say, I'm going to renovate my makeup room and I have a $50,000 budget. Of course,
She didn't even say she has a $50,000 budget. She just said she's going to spend $50,000. And I feel like that's very different. She's not setting a cap. She's just stating she's going to spend $50,000. She could end up spending more than that. I mean, she could end up spending less than that. But she's like, yeah, I have $50,000 to spend. I might as well spend it. Like, let me spend it.
Are saying like, why does the cost matter? And she says, doesn't, just letting you know the scale. But like, why do we, as the consumer, again, generally it's going to be average day Americans consuming this content, why do we need to know the scale? But then it does get worse. This comment says $50,000, that's how much I would need to be set for life. And Mikayla's comment back says, construction is so expensive.
It's just so tone deaf. It's that simple statement that shows you how tone deaf she actually is.
I'm sorry. That kind of comment is a choice. You are choosing to respond to somebody who is saying like, and honestly, this woman speaks for many people. Construction's so expensive. So like, that's why, yeah, you would be set for life. Like, this is just like a little house project for me. And if you thought it couldn't get worse, someone says, what was the need to say how much it's going to cost? And she says, engagement.
Okay, so hold on, let's go back to that.
Someone says,
okay, so I looked and looked for this comment and could not find it. Mikayla had to have gotten rid of both her comment and this commenter. I scrolled and scrolled and scrolled, could not find this comment anywhere. So she had to have gotten a lot of negativity below her when she just put engagement, because I could not find this anywhere. And I feel like that one comment that she did, engagement, shows that she knows exactly what she's doing when she's rage baiting people about this. And that is what is so infuriating, because she's doing it on purpose. And it's not because she's been doing this long enough to know exactly what she's doing when she states how much money she's spending, truly.
What was the need to say how much it's going to cost? And she says, engagement. And that is what ultimately landed me in the space of saying, I think she's using poverty and low income for rage bait. And she does this every once in a while. Now, I've been one to say, hey, I think she's a marketing genius. I think she knows how to do these things.
I've said that too. Like, I actually do think she's smart. I think she does it on purpose. And a part of me feels like when she starts to do things like this, she's about to launch something's about to release, or she's trying to cover something else up. And I think she is doing this over the top of her divorce because she wants people to talk about other things other than her getting divorced. Truly. That's truly my opinion on why she's doing this.
Things that get people really, really amped up and fed up with her, that keeps her name in people's mouths. But at what cost? Because it's one thing to do 50 different color hairstyles in a year and people call out your fried ends, but it's another thing to keep poking at people who are essentially funding your life, your fan base.
Yes, as an influencer, or I mean, even as a YouTuber, like, obviously this is not where I make my income, but if I ever made any money of it, it's because you're watching it. And let me tell you, I couldn't be any more, I couldn't be like I couldn't even explain to you how thankful I would be for that, because that would help us pay down debt. That would help us do all sorts of things. And obviously I'm not doing that for that because there's no guarantee behind it, but it's the thought, like, once you hit that point, thanking people for watching or being a part of like that journey with you, or being supportive and watching everything you do, it's like she forgets it. Like, it's been forgotten.
You're literally taunting people at this point, and you can't convince me this is not the tackiest, most disgusting way of going about wealth. This is also not the first time she's done it. You know, she posts these huge hauls where she's sharing her purse collection or her shoe collection. And a lot of times you'll get fans of hers saying, oh my God, you all are just so jealous. She can do whatever she wants with her money.
She can do whatever she wants with her money. It's the flaunting of the money that people get annoyed with. Like, posting a haul without stating a price is one thing, but posting a haul and stating the price is another. One of my biggest pet peeves is when you give somebody a gift and then you either say, oh, it was so expensive, I'm glad you like it. Oh, I'm glad you like it. It just costs so much money. Oh my gosh, yeah, that costs X amount of dollars. Are you giving it to me because you knew it was expensive and you wanted to state the price? Or are you giving it to me because you genuinely thought that I liked it and so you're giving it to me? When I give people a gift, I don't care how expensive it is. I love to give people gifts and then just watch the reaction. Because if I give you something, it was really well thought out. Like, I wanted to make sure it was something you would truly love, you would actually use, so it wasn't a waste, it wasn't cluttering up your home. And sometimes my husband, I give him a lot for Christmas or his birthday, or I give him very little because it just depends on how much I think he would really appreciate something or like it. And it's not because I love him less or more that specific year. It's because I've found something that he would truly enjoy versus just giving him a bunch of stuff that then would clutter and he would never use.
She can do whatever she wants with her money. And money will talk through her videos. But she doesn't have to make it so apparent, like she did in this video and she's done in many others, to state the price. It's like, you could just, not. You could just be like, look at these cute purses I bought. People will speculate. People will know how much you're spending on this stuff. But it's so gaudy and it's so tacky and it's so new money. It is not classy. It is classless. Honestly, I don't know if I speak for everyone. I'd rather be poor and humble than be rich and just have completely lost sight of.
I totally agree with her. I agree with her statement every single day. I would much rather, be poor but have really good friends around me, be very humble, be thankful for what I have, than be wealthy and have zero understanding of what I have and, forget where I came from.
What is happening around me in the world. I don't need to be so disgusting in the way that I approach my fan base to get engagement. It's desperate. Anyways, and then let's just switch the topic because I could just keep going. Apparently, Mikayla earlier this year had been sharing about how she realizes she's completely out of touch because people were calling her out. And she was like, I don't want to be that way. And then this is what she's continued to do.
Yeah, she literally just went on an entire video being like, I know I'm out of touch. I want something different. It was why everybody was apologizing. Jaclyn Hill did it over Christmas and then Mikayla did it at the beginning of the year and nothing changed.
So I guess at what point do we stop saying it's rage bait and we just call it what it is? And this is an influencer who is disgustingly out of touch and does not give a flying fuck if anybody who is supporting her or seeing her on her FYP actually is suffering in life. I don't know. It's just so bizarre to me that influencers get to this status. I mean, look at any of her old videos. It's sad. It's actually so sad.
Actually, some of her old videos have been popping up on my FYP because I usually see commentary videos like this on my TikTok and then I'll go and save the original videos so I can talk about it and then also talk about the commentary that people have on top of it because I prefer to look at the original stuff first so I have more context, you have more context, we can, make judgment ourselves and discern what we want, have our own opinions, and then see what other people think about it.
Money cannot actually buy you happiness. Money just buys you a bunch of gaudy shit that you're trying to fill some weird void in your life. And yeah, this is officially where I've kind of drawn the line because I don't understand I will never understand it. Yeah, and I hope she has a wake-up call. I hope that at some point, it's almost like these influencers know these days aren't really ever going to be canceled. Like, they've made it too far, and brands are still willing to work with them, so, like, they're going to stay millionaires, and she's going to keep posting stuff like this. It's just sad and embarrassing. Anyway, let me know if you saw this. I'm sure there's going to be many fans of hers still coming to bat, saying things. You know what? If you don't see the problem, you're not the type of person I would want in my space anyway. So you can block me. Anyway, that's my thoughts. Let me know if you saw this. Tell me your thoughts down in the comments.
No, I totally agree with her opinion on that, and I get it. Yeah, and then same for here. Like, if Mikayla's fans are finding this video, honestly, I don't care. You can say whatever you want in the comments, but like, you have an opinion of her, and I just happen to have a different opinion of her, and I like actually just don't care. I mean, if you have a solid opinion and you want to tell me, and sure, try to change my mind, but I just don't feel like this is the correct way to go about the wealth that she has. And it's not that she's spending the money, it's the fact that she has to state how much money she's spending. Like, I don't know how many times I have to say that.
You are right. I'm fucking lost.
In that video,
that overlay of the "you are right, I'm lost" is the video we were talking about in that last clip, that she was just talking about how she doesn't want to be that person anymore. But here we are.
she says she's lost. She doesn't want to worry about the finer things in life. She doesn't want to be about consumerism. She doesn't want to have all of these lavish things and be that insufferable rich person on the internet. Did she change though? Look at all of the products in these drawers. Look at how many of them there are. Every single room in her household looks exactly the same. It's organized, but the drawers are filled to the brim. It's very out of touch because none of us want to see what your $50,000 new makeup room is going to look like. Maybe some of your followers who live vicariously through you.
You are right.
Yeah, I totally agree that, like, nobody truly wants to see this. And also, I know a lot of people are like, well, companies are sending this to her. If she knows she doesn't use a specific company's products, you can actually request to get off of their list and be like, hey, I really appreciate it. Unless it's like something like brand new and like very different than what you've done in the past, I would love for you to put, send that to somebody else and put your name on. So I honestly, as a marketing person myself, if an influencer reached out to me and I was sending them my products, I would actually commend them for not wanting to overconsume, knowing they would not use that product, and send it to somebody who would actually use it versus just waste, because it is inevitably just wasteful.
Begging her for the products. She doesn't care. She never will care. And she is recording herself throwing away all these products while her supporters are actively begging for them in the comment section. She sees
Okay, I don't really agree with her point on this. I'll let her.
the comments begging her for the products. She doesn't care. She never will care. And her supporters don't realize that. Supporters are even fighting themselves in the comments section. You got one half begging and pleading for these products, and the other half is she doesn't have to give you anything. Imagine that this is the face that she makes watching her supporters beg for her makeup products that she's no longer going to use, knowing damn well that she's trashing all of them.
I don't really agree with her, because I don't think she should be giving these products to her followers, because they're old, they're gross, they're bad. Like, she should not be giving these to anybody. She should be throwing them away. She should not be using them herself. They are expired.
Life did I think I would call the Kardashians humble and down to earth. But when you put them next to Mikayla Nogueira, anything's possible. She is remodeling her makeup room for over $50,000 while getting rid of what she claims is over $100,000 in makeup. Naturally, people commented that $50,000 would change their lives because, whose wouldn't it these days? Response, construction is expensive. He asked why she even needed to mention the price in the first place. She said, engagement. And there it is, people. She's not accidentally out of touch. She's intentionally rage baiting you guys. You know why? Because outrage pays her bill.
Yes, I totally agree with this. She's doing it on purpose. She isn't out of touch. She knows exactly what she's doing, and she knows that acting out of touch gains her views and like gets her in the eye of everybody, gets people talking about her. I mean, like, I'm doing a whole video on her again, and it's just disgusting. Like, I actually don't know why people follow Mikayla, because I couldn't imagine seeing that and being like, yeah, that's somebody I'd want to be friends with, because it's not.
Person said something similar, that $50,000 would completely change their lives, and she said, gotta invest in a career like this. Girl, stop. Throwing free makeup across the room while reminding people how rich you are is not a career investment. Emotional panhandling? Well, in the reverse. She is out here flashing money left and right as if the $100,000 Chanel haul wasn't enough. People get angry, they comment, they repost, they stitch.
Yeah, because it's not like this is the only amount of money she's spent this year. She spent a lot more than that, and she is throwing it in your face and showing you exactly what she's spending, how much she's spending. And it's not the fact that she's spending her own money, it's the fact that she's telling you how much she's spending when a lot of people can't even afford groceries.
And then she gets paid for the engagement she openly admits that she wants. All the beauty brands, they're just...
Yeah, we're all engaging, we're all doing this, we're all paying her, and that's just what is happening.
Just as ridiculous. They keep sending all of this makeup to a millionaire who can't possibly use it all. And what's sad is that smaller creators are begging just for one opportunity to get a PR package. And everybody acts shocked when she throws it away like expired Halloween candy. Trust, Mikayla is...
Yeah, Mikayla, like, just doesn't view all of the makeup she's getting as a gift, because it is a gift. The companies are gifting it to her. She just throws it away just willy-nilly and is like, whatever, when like any small creator that is in the makeup space would love it, especially if it's a company and their products that they actually use, and they would be their biggest advocate. And I think if they found micro influencers that were actually using their products, the advocacy for that product would go up. Like, people would truly trust it, that it actually works and that they are actually using it, because before they're already talking about it, and so then you're gifting it to them, so that shows that you're seeing them and people see it and people trust it.
Not confused why everybody's so outraged about this. She understands the business perfectly. She knows that being disliked is far more profitable than, well, people liking her. We're not exposing her by leaving an angry comment. You are clocking in for free, just for her. Let's be honest, she's not genuinely out of touch. She's doing it to rage bait because that's what pays her bill. Never in my...
Yeah, I totally agree with this, and I've said it over and over again. It's not the fact that she's spending her own money. It's the fact that she had to state how much money she is spending. She isn't capping it at $50,000. She just knows she's going to be spending $50,000. And she might not even be spending that much money. It could be a lot less than that. And she just knew that number would get the engagement. And I watched the Dad Challenge podcast, and he always says it best. He's, people are using their social media currency and they're spending it on these people, and that is how these people are getting paid. That is how Mikayla is getting paid, is through all of this engagement and everything that is happening, and it is unnecessary. It doesn't need to happen, but we as a society are willing to give that to her, and we should be focusing on people that are more authentic and people that haven't lost the plot, because this is not where Mikayla started. And she used to be somebody in her parents' home, just in her old bedroom, making makeup tutorials, and that is where she started. And she is now just flaunting her wealth and then being like, oh, I've lost the plot, but I'm not going to do anything about it, but I'm going to make this apology video, but, and I'm going to use this fake accent. And it's so outraging, and I just don't understand why she needs to do it. I mean, I get why she's doing it. She's doing it for rage bait. She's doing it for engagement. She is getting paid for it. And to me, it's just so unnecessary. Like, she could have made an entire video series of her redoing this without ever stating the price. And I would have respected her a lot more for that. Okay. I feel like I got a little out of hand there. I'm sorry. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. I mean, I did. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoy talking about things like that. And like I say at the beginning, it's just things that my husband doesn't want to listen to me talk about. So I'm glad I have the internet to talk about it with. I hope you enjoyed your cup of coffee or your glass of wine, whatever time you watch this. No judgment from me. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye.